Hello there, welcome to the channel everybody, welcome back if you've been here before, welcome if you're new, welcome all to episode 4 of our No Mods building series, Beans Builds. Now today's episode is going to be about settlement walls. It's a few different settlement wall types that I've used and like to use in my settlements, and they're all quite simple to do. Now I will be using all the various different DLCs, and you'll see as we go along that I'll be using them all. I'm also going to be using a few different techniques from a few different builders within the settlement building community. I'll mention them as I go along and I'll drop all of their videos in the description. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we're in workshop mode, and the first type of walling we're going to do is inspired by the walling from the Alexandria Safe Zone in the TV show The Walking Dead. Editor Beans will be getting a picture of that up right now, and it's something I've used a lot in my sanctuary and throughout. So you just want to start off getting a couple warehouse walls or barn walls, doesn't really matter what you use, and we're just going to get them down. And I'm only going to do it across 2 pieces, and we'll also pop some of the half ones up here so it's nice and big, and then we're going to go out of here all the way to the balltrack pieces. Now in the past I have just pillar glitched these on piece by piece, but I recently watched a good video by Great Grandpa Gaming, where he used these as like supports, and he did a lot of freeform stuff with them, and it was just really interesting, and it helped me put together the dots that these little legs for the ball track that are really good at using as like in lieu of a pillar, for example. What's there in there? It's actually quite easy to get them down. I've picked that up at a bad place. Let's try it with this one. Bit better. Also very forgiving with how far up to the wall they get. Yeah, so as you can see, very simple to do. Looks quite nice as well. Very sturdy. I know walls are essentially cosmetics, as some places have spawn points within them, but you know, look nice. If we sink that in a little bit as well, it's not too imposing, it's not too big. But yeah, so that's wall number 1. Like I said, shout out Great Grandpa for basically taking away the pain of using these ball tracks and making these walls really easy to do now with his techniques, and I'll leave a link in the description to his video. But yeah, on to the next one. Okay, so this next one is quite simple to do as well, a little bit more fiddly because you've got a few things to line up, but it doesn't matter if it ain't perfectly symmetrical. This one's inspired by Jurassic Park, the fences there, guessed by Animatrix in the comments on my last video where it was featured in the Sanctuary Power Plant, house in the pylon. So for this one we can do it 2 ways, and I'm going to do both, but I'm just going to show you how I do it one way and then speed through the other. We'll just go to a couple of these posts, we're just going to do 3, similar to how we didn't do a full wall with the other method. Let's have a look. Now you just want to use your, as Construction Pete says, eyeball it. Just gotta eyeball it. But yeah, so they look pretty straight, pretty in line. And then we're going to go over to the power bit, onto the conduits. And I find with you can either use these or the smaller ones. These work quite well with these chunkier metal posts, I find, in my opinion. Just want to make sure they're sort of evenly spread and not too close to the ground. Yeah, it looks good. And then we just got to do the others. Now let's do it with the wooden barn posts and the small little vault conduits. So yeah, you can see with these ones, they're not exactly walls, they don't stop things from going through, but they do look nice and they do have that sort of electric fence look. And you know, they could make for a nice internal thing within your settlement. They don't necessarily have to be the external walls, but it's just an idea to play around with. With that, we'll move on to the next one. Now the third and final settlement wall that we're going to be doing is like the settlement wall I did at Minutemen Port TaBo, my build at Taffington Boathouse, cheeky plug, link in the description. So I'm just going to start off by sinking 2 of these concrete walls into the ground pretty much as far as they'll go. Good grief. So we sink these down a bit. And then we want to get some of these small walls and put them on here. But they're not going to snap. So what we need to do is get these chunky ones here. And then one of the little floors will snap to the top of them. And then they'll snap across. Another concrete wall. Now this will snap to the bottom of these floors, but we don't want it to. We want it to be against this one as close as it will get without snapping. So if we just place that, we want it straight. We want it so it's about chest height of our character. What's it? Okay, so that's looking good. And we're going to snap another concrete wall to that. Oh. There we go. Now we're going to get our schiller. Raise it up. And you'll see we've got this gap down here, which we can now fill in with a couple of more concrete walls. They will snap in there. And then we're just going to grab some of these concrete stairs. Doesn't matter which stairs you use. And this now gives us a bit of a fortress wall. I go into third person view, you can see, get my weapon out, I can still aim, can still shoot at things down here. And of course if I duck, I'm pretty well covered in the event of a firefight. And that's the third one, our concrete fortress wall. So we've come here to Port TaBo to sign off this episode of Beans Builds, because you know it's the actual realised concept from the third wall here, taken and executed to the extreme and to its fullest. But I do hope you have enjoyed today and today's episode of Beans Builds. If you did, please do leave me a comment, let me know what you liked, let me know if you're going to try any of these yourselves. If you've got any suggestions for any further Beans builds or future ones, please do drop a comment as well. And yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and for those of you watching to the end, I just want to say an absolutely huge thank you to all of you for all of your likes and your comments and your views on my videos and my channel, and thank you all so much for subscribing. The numbers are still climbing, and yeah, it's very nice, and people are still enjoying the content, which is great. If there's anything you want to see from me or anything further in a future Beans builds, you just let me know. So yeah, thanks all for watching, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday for our next settlement tour. Be good to each other, and that's all. Ta-ra!